a song right now that you might know the words to, so if you want to sing along, that would be fun. Here we go. Hanukkah is the festival of lights. Instead of one day of presents, we get 8 crazy nights. But when you feel like the only kid in town without a Christmas tree, here's a list of people who are Jewish, just like you and me. David Leroy, lights the menorah. So do James Caan, Kirk Douglas, and the Weasel Pauly Shore. Guess who is together at the Carnegie Deli? Bowser from Shanana and Arthur Fontarelli. Monomays half Jewish, Goldieons half too. Put them together, what a fine-looking show! Junto vete cosa, shingle bell rocka. Cashew can spin a dreidel with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. Bob Hewitt! Put on that yarmulke, it's time for Hanukkah. The owner of Seattle Supersonicas, whoops, celebrates Hanukkah. O.J. Simpson, not a Jew, but guess who is Hall of Famer Rod Guru? He converted. We got Ann Landers and her sister, dear Abby. Harrison Ford is a quarter Jewish, not too shabby. Some people think that Ebenezer Scrooge is Willie's dad, but guess who is? Alfred Stooges! So many Jews are in the show business. Tom Cruise isn't, but I heard his agent is. Tell your friend Veronica, it's time to celebrate Hanukkah. I hope I get a harmonica.
And smoke your marijuana. Happy, 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 happy Hanukkah. And Joe, the shirt is off the cuff with his Hanukkah Spic-Tacular. Oh, I told you I'd do it, and I meant it. I did. Well, I've been promising this one for about a week now. I know. I'm sorry it took quite so long. Oh, let me get some equipment over here. Don't need to pop all day long. Thank you. That was Adam Sandler, of course, and his song, the Hanukkah song. He may be hoping that he gets a harmonica for Hanukkah. Right now, I'm just hoping that he doesn't sue me for the Hanukkah Spic-Tacular that I am in the middle of doing here. Oh, well, you know what? You know what? He can sue me. He's not going to get much out of it. So, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Oh, Welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody's been having a good time. We're all like just geared up for the holidays right now, aren't we? That's pretty much what we're doing. Hold on here. I got to deal with some technical caca over here. No, not yet. All right. Dealing with some technical caca. No, the holidays are upon us, as always, which they do every year. And this year, I thought I'd address some Hanukkah. Earlier in the year, I think I addressed Rosh Hashanah, and well, that was a debacle. For all my Jewish friends out there, my Jewish girlfriend, my Jewish ex-wife, and all the other Jewish chicks that I've banged over the years, don't take too much offense at how much I butcher Yiddish. Okay, I don't mean to do it. I'm not trying to do it, but I'm not Jewish, despite the fact that people have nicknamed me Joe the Jew on quite a few occasions. And as I've said many times before, being Puerto Rican, there's a very good possibility that I do have some Jewish heritage in me. Puerto Ricans, of all Caribbean people, we're talking about, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Virgin Islands. We're talking about of all that area, the Caribbean, Puerto Ricans are the most Jewish in heritage. So there's a very good chance that I am, in fact, culturally, ethnically, DNA-wise, Jewish. So, yeah, there you go. So Hanukkah is almost upon us. It actually starts tomorrow night. It'll be the first night of Hanukkah, which is also during the month of Kislev. Kislev is one of the Jewish months, and it's the Jewish calendar is very different from your modern day calendar that we all typically work off of, in the sense that dates change on a regular basis. When things happen, change on a regular basis. All right, but we're going to go through it. Now, one of the first things that people get confused about when it comes to Hanukkah is, how do you say Hanukkah? Now, if you look at the spelling that I have, it's with an H, Hanukkah. I'm sorry I spelled it on the show here with only one K, but I'll tell you right now, there's like a zillion different ways to spell Hanukkah. One of the most well-known ways and most oftenly confused ways is the Hanukkah that is spelled with the C before the H, the Chanukah, which way too many people mispronounce Chanukah. Don't do that. That's not the way it's pronounced. It's Hanukkah, or Hanukkah, if you really want to bring out your inner Jew. Let's see. Hanukkah, Hanukkah. I just said Chanukah, didn't I? I'm sorry. No, but Hanukkah with the CH instead of the H is a transliteration of a Romanized version of saying Hanukkah. All right? Just like the Romans, like to use Jupiter instead of Zeus, well, they like to say Hanukkah with a CH instead of just the H. Thus, you get so many people saying Chanukah, which is just dumb. Now, Hanukkah is known as the Festival of Lights. You should know this by now if you've been listening to Adam Sandler's song by now. It's also known as a Feast of Dedication, wherein Jews rededicate themselves and to their devotion to God. Also, it's a rededication of the Second Temple of Jerusalem. I know, right? You figured. I actually did research on this shit. Okay. Hanukkah is an 8-day Jewish holiday commemorating the rededication of the Holy Temple, the Second Temple in Jerusalem, at the time of the Maccabean Revolt against the Seleucid Empire of the 2nd century BCE. We're going to get into that. Don't worry about that. I'm just giving you some background here, and we're going to get into the details. Now, Hanukkah starts on the 25th day of Kislev. Again, Kislev is being one of the Jewish months, according to the Hebrew calendar, which can occur anytime from late November, which is now, to late December in the, your typical modern Gregorian calendar, which is why a lot of times you may have noticed that how come Hanukkah is around Thanksgiving this year, but every other year I can remember it was like around Christmas? Well, because it does move around a lot. It's not set and based on I know many people may not like this term, but it's not based on like an exacting science. It's based on tradition, not an exact science. Okay, now, the way Hanukkah is observed is by the lighting of a 9-branched candelabra, also known as a menorah, or a Hanukah. I hope I said that right. If I did it, my apologies, my Jewish brethren. Now, one light is lit per night. There's an extra 9th light on the menorah, known as a shamash, which is used for practical lighting purposes because it is against Jewish tradition to light any of the other 8 candles for anything other than, say, meditation or publicizing the fact that you are celebrating the holiday. Like, you can't use it just because, hey, shit, it's dark in here, I'm going to light this candle. No, you don't do that. And that's what the shamash is for, which is usually either slightly above or slightly below the other candles to distinguish it from them. That way, it's like, okay, you have that light on, so that way you can see what the fuck it is you're doing. All right. Let's see. Moving along. The name Hanukkah is derived from a Hebrew verb meaning to dedicate. It is when the Jews regained control of Jerusalem and rededicated the temple. Now, there's a lot of reasons why people think that Hanukkah begins on the 25th day of Kislev. One of them is that, that's the day that the fighting ended during the Maccabean revolt. Now, there are 2 thoughts from rabbinical schools as to how to light the menorah. This is history I'm laying on you folks, so listen in, okay? From the house of Hillel and the house of Shammai, they had different, orders of how to light the candles. Now, from the house of Shammai, they wanted to light the eight of them first, and then 7, and then 6, and then so on. So, you went 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you would light 8 once, and then do a countdown to the last one. Now, Hillel argued that one at a time would be better because that way you could show how the miracle of Hanukkah grew in greatness with every day. Thus, which is why from then on, which is why you light 1 candle on the menorah for Hanukkah per day. All right, instead of say 8 and then count it down to 1. Apparently, Hillel and what was it now? Hold on, Shammai. They didn't get along all that well. All right. Now, what a lot of people, what most of us as non-Jews don't know is the story of Hanukkah is not really mentioned except for a few small passages in the Mishnah, which I believe is another word for the Hebrew Bible. I could be wrong here. I'm feeling I took so many notes. There's so much stuff here. Okay? And you got to understand that for all the stuff that I did research on Hanukkah, it's actually considered a very minor holiday, and in a lot of ways not even considered a religious holiday. Okay? Because, Hanukkah occurred, sometime after the Hebrew Bible was pretty much officially written. So, in a lot of ways, it's more of a celebration than, say, an official holiday. Now, a lot of people think that one of the reasons that it's not mentioned in the Hebrew Bible is because, Hanukkah is so common that, there's no reason to mention it. It's like, we all know, that Halloween is on October 31st. There's no reason to mention it anywhere, which is a little silly, actually. Now, others suggest that the Mishnah was redacted. Now, for those of you who are a little undereducated, redacted means that they took stuff out or blocked it out or just removed it from the official record. Now, they believe that it was redacted because they believe that they thought that it was a bad idea to include a celebration in the Mishnah that, in essence, celebrated a violent revolt against the people that were in charge at the time, the Seleucids. The possible reason for redacting it was because at the time that, it was being celebrated, the Romans were in charge. And the last thing the Romans want to see is anybody celebrating the fact that the people that they rule over actually came up and overthrew them. So that's another possible reason. And on that note, we're going to take a little break and listen to a little bit more of the Hanukkah song Part 2. How does that sound to you guys? Hold on. I know it's a little difficult the way I'm doing it today, so please bear with me. I'm Joe the Shirt, and I'm off the cuff.
Hanukkah is the festival of lights. Instead of one day of presents, we get 8 crazy nights. But when you feel like the only kid in town without a Christmas tree, here's a new list of people who are Jewish. Just like you and me. Winona Ryder drinks Manischewitz wine, then spins a dreidel with Ralph Lauren and Calvin Klein. Guess who gives and receives loads of Hanukkah toys? The girls from Baruch Assault and all 3 Beastie Boys. Lenny Kravitz is half Jewish. Courtney Love is half too. Put them together. What a funky, badass Jew. We got Harvey Keitel and Flash dancer Jennifer Gills. Yasmin Bleed from Baywatch is Jewish, and yes, her boobs are real. Put on that yarmulke, Shabbat Hanukkah. 2-time Oscar winner Dustin Hoffman celebrates Hanukkah. O.J. Simpson, still not a Jew. But guess who is the guy who does the voice for Scooby-Doo? Bob Dylan was born a Jew, then he wasn't, but now he's back. Mary Tyler Moore's husband is Jewish, 'cause we're pretty good in the sack. Guess who got bar mitzvahed on the PGA Tour? No, I'm not talking about Tiger Woods. I'm talking about Mr. Happy Gilmore. So many Jews are in the showbiz. Bruce Springsteen isn't Jewish, but my mother thinks he is. Tell that rule of Hanukkah. It's time to celebrate Hanukkah. It's not pronounced Chanukah. The C is silent in Hanukkah. So read your hooked on Hanukkah. Get drunk in Tiawanaka. If you really, really wanna go. Have a
Hanukkah! All right. Please, Adam Sandler, don't sue me. Don't sue me. Don't sue me. It's so not worth suing me. It really isn't. Oh, my God. Okay. Before we dive back into the whole Hanukkah, let's do some celebrity birthdays, because today is November 26th. And there are some celebrity birthdays out there that we want to, get out there. Let's see. Scott Adsit is 48 from the TV show 30 Rock. Kristen Bauer from the TV show True Blood is 47. You may know her as Pam. Sean Kemp, former great NBAer, is 44 years old. The man of 1,000 voices, Rich Little, is 75. Peter Facinelli is 40. You remember him as the the vampire dad on Twilight. And the one and only Tina Turner is 74 years old. And I'm a little torn here, actually, because she gave up her citizenship. She gave up her U.S. citizenship, really, which is a little shocking. A little shocking, you know. She's officially now Swiss, apparently. I don't, go figure. But yeah, that's gonna haunt you, Tina. Okay. Moving on. Let me hold on. While we're moving on, let's find out actually when. Let me cue up the next song, which of course the Hanukkah song, part 3. Because I don't want to leave you guys hanging out there. I want to make sure you get all the Hanukkah songs humanly possible here on Joe the Shirts Off the Cuff, or the Joe the Shirts Off the Cuff Spic-Tacular, as the case may be. Let me get that going here. And because of the way I'm doing it, I don't have a crew here. All right, so I have to do this by myself. So I gotta, well, you know what I'm talking about. All right. Okay, let's see here. Hold on, actually, I gotta turn this down a little bit so that we can enjoy this later. And I'm working on it. Don't worry about it. We're going to be talking more about Hanukkah in just a second. Don't fret. All right. And stop, please. All right. And we are ready for our next Hanukkah song coming up. Now, like I said, Hanukkah is not mentioned. This is our topic today. This is the Joe the Shirts Off the Cuff Hanukkah Spic-Tacular. I do this because I try to educate everybody about the holidays. I've done Christmas to death. I've done Halloween to death. I did Rosh Hashanah. I've did Thanksgiving, and I've done Easter, I think, before, but I'll be doing it again this year. And what's the other big holiday? I don't know. Do I want to do Purim? Probably not. But maybe Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is definitely one I want to put out there. Kwanzaa is probably one of the more modern holidays out there. But today we're talking about Hanukkah. Now, Hanukkah is preserved mostly in the story of the first and second Maccabees, which is not an official part of the Talmud, also known as the Hebrew Bible or the Mishnah. Or, you know what? I don't know all the words. I don't know all the history. There's so much here for a minor holiday. And by the way, how the fuck does a minor holiday last 8 fucking days? Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, now, one of the things that they're celebrating, the main thing that they're celebrating here is the miracle of Hanukkah, which is after the big revolt, and they took back their temple. Something that happened, the Hebrews needed to, light candles. Well, let me just read this a little bit. The miracles of days of a supply of oil lasting 8 did not appear in the Talmud. Okay, the miracle did not appear in the Talmud. It's not in there, most likely because it was written before. It happened before the Talmud. It's a little confusing. I've read this thing. I've gone over this thing a few times. It's either the Hebrew Bible was out first and then the Hanukkah miracle happened, or that it happened and then it was mentioned later, while it was being written. It's okay. It's not mentioned in the Talmud until about 600 years after the Maccabees. All right, first and second Maccabees, which are not so much, like I said, part of the Hebrew Bible as much as it is just an account. It's an addendum almost, and not quite an addendum. It's not really part of the official Bible, but it is a historical account of what was going on here. All right. Now, the way it works is the miracle itself is that after the Jews took back the temple, they were lighting the candles, which is traditional in the temple, at about just a half hour before sunset. Now, apparently, they only had enough oil to do the lights for one day, but yet this 1 day supply of oil lasted 8 days, and that's how you get 8 days for Hanukkah. Now, there's different ways of lighting the candles. There's different ways of deciding who gets to light the candles. In a Sephardic family, only the head of the household lights the candles, typically the father. In the, I'm going to say this wrong, Ashkenazic families, all family members get to light the candles. The menorah is placed at the window most visible from the street. So if you ever walking through a very heavily Jewish neighborhood and it's around Hanukkah, and you see the menorahs in the windows, that's because they're publicizing. They're letting everybody know that it's Hanukkah. They're celebrating this miracle, and they want everybody to know about it. Now, there are exceptions to this rule. You don't have to put the menorah by the window if you think it may endanger you in some way. Like if you think, Nazis or ancient Egyptians might crash through your door because you're lighting a menorah, then you don't have to put it by the window. Now, how this all came to be. Well, there's a guy who was in charge. He was Antiochus III the Great, who defeated Ptolemy V Epiphanes, and thus Judea, the Jews, came under control of the Seleucid Empire. I'm probably not even pronouncing that right. All right. Now, as a very forward-thinking kind of guy, Antiochus III the Great said that told his new subjects that they would not be forced to abandon their old ways, that he would allow their religious customs and their way of living to go on as long as, they just still did what he said because he was the boss. And for a while, that was a good thing. Then Antiochus IV Epiphanes, which is Antiochus III's son, was convinced by an exiled Tobiads, a Jewish faction. They were convinced by them to invade Jerusalem and ban the daily offering of sacrifice from the temples, which in that time of Jewish history was a very big deal. The Jews, it was a very big deal for them to offer up sacrifices on a regular basis, on a daily basis, and it was just one of their ways to connect with God and practice their religion at the time. This was outlawed by Antiochus IV, son of Antiochus III the Great, and Judaism was officially outlawed for about 3.5 years in 167 BCE. In the place of Jewish worship, Antiochus erected an altar to Zeus in the temple. He banned circumcision, also known as Brit Milah, and ordered that pigs be sacrificed in the temple instead, which is very common if you happen to be Greek, Roman, pagan, or anything other than Jewish or Muslim. So that was a really big insult all around, okay? Now, the rebellion which eventually led to Hanukkah was led by a Jewish priest known as Matityahu. That he was a Jewish priest, and his 5 sons, Jochanan, Simeon, Eleazar, Jonathan, and Judah. I like Judah the most because he's the easiest to pronounce. Now, customs for this time of year include daily prayer services, but it's not like a Sabbath-like holiday. There's no need to refrain from your normal daily activities like you would for other Jewish holidays or observances that you might do throughout the week or month, like, for instance, the Sabbath. Okay. Now, many families, modern families especially, participate in Hanukkah by exchanging of gifts, which was one of the reasons that they introduced this, especially here in the United States, was so that Jewish children would not feel bad around Christian holidays, a.k.a. Christmas, because, you go to school, after the holidays, and all your buddies are telling you, hey, I got a Tyco race set. Hey, yeah, look, I got a puppy. Hey, look, I got a brand new dress. What did you get? Nothing, I'm Jewish. And that's one of the reasons, actually, that gift giving around Hanukkah became so popular, so that Jewish children wouldn't feel left out all the time. Also a way of making them feel more culturally even. Not a term they might use, but it's the one I'm using right now. Traditional foods around Hanukkah tend to be fried, such as latkes, which are potato pancakes, and jelly donuts, apparently. The importance of fried food here is due to the importance of oil, which is very scarce during the first Hanukkah. Like I said, 1 day's worth as opposed to 8 days worth. So that's showing their appreciation for oil. I know I'm probably butchering even how this is coming out, but it's what I read. There's so much information. For a minor holiday, there is a ridiculous amount of information. Now, for Hanukkah, lights are to be lit 1/2 hour before dark. Now, candles can still not be lit on the Shabbat or the Sabbath itself. So, and the Sabbath, as far as I remember, begins Friday evening at sundown, where a lot of more traditional Jews are not allowed to really do anything, not even, lighting candles. So what they would do here is the menorah candles will be lit first before sundown, considerably before, and then the Shabbat candles. And also, by the way, menorah lights are lit, believe it or not, there's a specific way to do it, from right to left. So on the first night of Hanukkah, you light the first candle all the way on the right. And then on the second night, you light both lights moving left. And the third night, all three lights moving left. And on that note, we're going to take a little break. No, actually, no, let's not take a little break. We don't need to. Let's just keep on going, all right? We'll play the last Hanukkah song for the last 4 or 5 minutes of the show. All right. Okay. Now, during the lighting of the menorah, it's very traditional to recite a hymn known as, here, let me go fuck this up now, Honorat Halalu. It's recited after the lighting, and then after the lighting of the hymn, after lighting, there's another hymn known as the Moaz, I'm sorry, I apologize, Zur. It's M-A-O-Z, next word T-Z-U-R. It's recited. It contains 6 stanzas. The first deals with general themes of divine salvation. The middle 4 deal mostly with persecution in Jewish history and praise God for the survival of these tragedies, including, say, the exodus from Egypt, Babylonian captivity, the miracle of Purim, and the Hasmonean victory, and also a longing for finally one day triumphing over Roman oppression. Okay. Now, going back a little bit to the whole gift exchange thing, a buddy of mine, Andy Wasif, very funny comedian, also Jewish, that used to do this great joke where, growing up Jewish, he would, he'd talk to his Christian friends who were like, oh, we get Christmas presents, it's great. He's like, yeah, big deal. You get, presents only on 1 day. I get presents for 8 days. But I got to tell you, the quality of presents kind of degrades after a while. Like, for instance, on the first day, it's like, oh, wow, a Tyco race car set, yay! And then by the 4th day, it's like, you made my bed. I actually wasn't done sleeping. I just went to the bathroom. And then by about the 6th day, you're like, hey, you remember the other day when I made your bed? Yeah, that's your present. Okay, so, and he told it much better than I just did, but, and by the time you're done, you get a dreidel. I don't know why. Now, the last day of Hanukkah is known as Zot Hanukkah, it is the final seal of the high holiday season of Yom Kippur, and is considered a time to repent out of love for God. I don't know, it sounds like a threat to me, but go figure. Hasidic Jews wish each other, get ready, Gemar Chitama Tova. Gemar Chitama Tova. Which translates into "May you be sealed totally for good," which is a traditional greeting for the Yom Kippur season. Now, modern Israel celebrates military accomplishments, which have been left out of most other modern Jews' Hanukkah celebrations, especially here in the U.S. They try to stay away from the whole violence and military aspects of the holiday, which, is a violent revolt, which is what it's based on. The Israelis, not so much. They kind of like the fact that they're ass kickers. And as Jon Stewart once said, your average Israeli is not your average Jew, okay? The average Israeli, it lives basically in a war zone, and is both male and females are forced into military service, a minimum of military service, which I think is like 2 years, I think, maybe 4. But everybody serves, male, female, cock or pussy. You serve, and it makes for a much stronger country all around, I like to think. Now back to celebrity birthdays. I know you're thinking to yourself, why are we having celebrity birthdays? Well, tomorrow begins the first day of Hanukkah, and we have some celebrity birthdays for them. Among them, we have Jaleel White, who is 36. You remember him as Urkel. James Avery is 64. You remember him as Uncle Phil on The Fresh Prince. Samantha Bonds is 51 years old. For those younger folks out there, she played Miss Moneypenny on several James Bond films. Robin Givens, ex of Mike Tyson and of Head of the Class, is 48 years old. And really quick aside here, if you haven't seen Mike Tyson's one-man show, watch it, because that shit is fucking funny. William Fitcher is 56 years old, actor. Curtis Armstrong, 59 years old. You may remember him as Booger from Revenge of the Nerds, and as the romantic interest of Mr. Pesto on Moonlighting. Sholto Copley is 39, of District 9. Michael Rispoli, actor, 52 years old. And the very talented Kirk Acevedo is 41 years old. He was on Oz, and most recently on the TV show Blue Bloods. Very talented actor, worth seeing. There's a lot. Okay, there's a lot going on out there. And like I said, different sects of Judaism celebrate the holiday in very, very different ways. And like I said, the Israelis, very militant about it. They like to make sure that everybody knows we can fuck your shit up. They like to make sure that you know this, okay? Here in America, they try to keep it a lot more peaceful and in a lot of ways a lot more secular, because it is officially not a big religious holiday among the Jews. It's not considered one of the high holy days. It's just considered among the children the most fun, because and one of the few holidays that don't require tickets in the Jewish world. I've always found that hysterical. During the high holidays, you go to temple, you got to buy a ticket. You have to pay to go to church. I hate church to begin with. You're going to tell me not only do I need to go somewhere that I don't want to be, but you want me to pay for it. You can go fuck yourself, Rabbi. Nothing personal against the Jewish religion. Nothing personal against any particular religion. I have something personal against all religions, but I know that religion does give a sense of comfort, a source of comfort for a lot of people, including my own mother, including lots of friends of mine. I don't bother to preach my atheistic ideas to my friends. as long as they don't preach their religious ideas to me. So it's a nice compromise. Let's see, what else have I got here? That's pretty much it, actually. I thank you for listening. I hope this, for some of you, has enlightened you on what's going on with your neighbors. Moisha, Marty, Marv, and and for those of you who are Jewish who are listening to this, I'm so sorry. I try to consolidate, thousands of years of history into 45 minutes and Adam Sandler songs and butchering Yiddish like nobody's fucking business. Hey, what can I say? Oy vey gewalt, that Joe the Shirt, he's my sugar. In any case, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed what's going on here. And I hope you enjoy the last in the trilogy of Adam Sandler Hanukkah songs. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff. And happy Hanukkah to all of you.
Festival of lights. One day of presents, hell no, we get 8 crazy nights. But if you still feel like the only kid in town without a Christmas tree, I guess my first 2 songs didn't do it for you. So here comes number 3. And Phoebe from Friends say the Hanukkah blessing. So does Lenny's pal Squiggy, and Will and Grace's Deborah Messing. Melissa Gilbert and Michael Landon never mix meat with dairy. Maybe they should have called that show Little Kosher House on the Prairie. We got Jerry Lewis, Ben Stiller, and Jack Blacker. Tom Arnold converted to Judaism, but you guys can have him back. Just kidding, Tommy. We may not get to kiss underneath the mistletoe, but we can do it all night long with you something I love. I'm Jewish. Oh my God, sweet Robbie Schneider is here. Harmonica celebrates Hanukkah. Oh, good job, Schneider. All right. Osama bin Laden. Not a big fan of the Jews. Well, maybe that's because he lost a figure skating match to gold medalist Sarah Hughes. Her mama's Jewish. Houdini and David Blaine escaped straitjackets with such precision. But the one thing they could not get out of, their painful circumcision. As for half-Jewish actors, Sean Penn is quite the great one. And Marlon Brando, not a Jew at all, but it looks to me like he ate one. There's Lou Reed, Barry Farrell, Beck, and Paula Abdul. Joey Ramone invented punk rock music, but first came Hebrew school. On this joyful, joyful Hanukkah. So get a high Kalanaka and soil your long Johnnicas. Happy.
Adam Sandler, once again, please, 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 please don't sue me. Just have a happy Hanukkah. I'm Joe the Shirt, and we've been off the cuff.